guys, Lico3 here, and it's been a while since I put out a video. This video is going to be a little bit different. It's kind of, I'm not going to say by request, but it's kind of, I've had people, you know, send me messages numerous times, kind of just asking me, can you make a video of your 10 best cards or your 20 favorite cards or something along those lines. And this isn't like my 10 favorite cards or my 10 best. It's just 10 of my favorites. There's definitely a lot more that I like, but I just kind of went through and picked kind of like the best of the best. So I'm just going to show those. I'm going to flip the camera around because when I try to do it this way, it just has glare and stuff. So without further ado, let's take a look at 10 of my favorite cards. All right, guys, so the first card is baseball, and this is obviously one of the most iconic cards of all time, but this is the 89 Upper Deck Star Rookie Ken Griffey Jr. Not sure how the lighting is going to turn out. I am filming on my iPhone. I've got a problem with my camcorder. That's kind of why I haven't gotten any videos up lately. Basically, the USB port to move the videos from my camcorder to my computer is it's bent, so it doesn't read the file, so I can't get anything uploaded right now. So I'm just going to try to use the phone. So Upper Deck Star Rookie Griffey PSA 10. There are a lot of these in the pop report, and that's mainly because there's so many copies of this card out there, and obviously there's tons of 8s and 9s. There's less 10s, but there's a lot of 10s out there. I think it's around 3,000 or so. So here's the 10. It was pushing around 450. It's dropped back to about 350. So if you are a Griffey collector, you don't have the 10, and you want a 10, I think now's a good time. If you don't want a 10, save yourself a ton of money and pick up a 9 for around 50, 60 bucks, which is a great deal in my opinion. Of course, we wouldn't have a video on this channel without a Vic. So here's the Future Watch, and this has always been a really cool, iconic card to me, especially as a Vic collector. But this one in particular is a PSA 10. So trying to show these cards without getting that nasty glare in there. So here's the 10. And something else with this 10 is it's got a filthy patch. I don't know how many 10s, PSA 10s out there have a patch this nice. That's why I really like this copy. I do have a pristine Beckett 10, and the reason it took so long for me to get this video out was all these cards are at the bank. That's a great way to store your valuable cards. But get a vault. I think they a little vault slot. They charge me like 75 bucks a year. It's way cheaper than going through an insurance company. So here's the Vic Future Watch. Just a filthy card with a nice signature on that. We're flipping over to baseball. Back to baseball now, and we have this Mantle. Now I'm not sure the current value on this thing, but I know I picked this one up last summer, and probably my nicest Mantle. Actually, my 53 tops, I have a 53 tops PSA 5. This is probably my second best Mantle. Just a PSA 7 for a card this old is just pretty astounding, and I love how it's centered so nicely. So I have to look up the current value on this thing. Sometimes these are all over the place. They tend to be higher during baseball season. So the Mantle 57 tops. This one's just sick. God. Let me get this out of here. I'll have to put a perfect fit sleeve on it. So here's the Peterson. Now this one is one, it's a pop one. Okay, so this is only PSA 10. If you ever buy Spa 07, this bottom edge on the front is always chipped up or nicked or white. That's why there's no 10s. It's just the way the set was made. So this one is a 10, and it's got the VI and the start of the K. That's why this one's so filthy to me. I saw this was an auction, and I think I got it sniped, and I don't think it's ever gonna be leaving. So there's the Peterson Future Watch, and then we're right back into football. Another Vikings card. This is just out of this world cool. So this is Contenders Moss PSA 9, and if anybody collects 98 Contenders, it's so condition sensitive right here in these edges where it's purple. So for each team, whatever the main color is on these edges, often it's chipped up badly white. So the back of this looks clean as hell too. So this looks really close to a 10 to me. It's a beautiful card to me. It's my best Moss card by far. So a Moss Contenders 9. There are some 10s out there, but they just don't pop up very often. Here's a basketball card, and I have a few LeBrons that are just really, really good cards. Um, this one I bought raw. I think I bought it from a guy in China like last spring, and raw it was like 3,500. And I looked it over. It's obviously it's off centered a little bit, but I wanted it slabbed. I wanted to put it into my LeBron Master set on the PSA registry, and it had the surface wasn't perfect either. So I was like hoping for an 8.5, and it got an 8. So I was happy with that. So this is the gold refracted though. It's out of 50. It's just a filthy LeBron Bowman Chrome rookie. So we're gonna move over to football now, and we have a sweetness card. Now, some would argue this isn't the most, it kind of, in a way, it's like the 1989 Barry Sanders score, because it's just like a picture of his face. It's not like an action shot. Some people will tend to probably think this isn't the coolest card because the photo isn't. There's photos out there that are cooler, but it's still very iconic. And an 8's a pretty awesome grade, and I think they're 350 to 450. Don't quote me on that because I haven't checked the value of this card lately. But I know if you want to get a 9, you're probably getting into like the $1,500 range or something like that. So an 8's still a great card. So if you're looking for one, try to find one that's centered. This one's centered, very nice for an 8. So the Walter Payton. This is sweet. This is the Rodgers. These never pop up, so if you ever have a chance to get one of these, you should scoop it. Now this one also has the 3 color on it too. It just makes it filthy. So we got the Rodgers. This is the Rookie Authentics 3 color PSA 8 out of 99. Just, I don't really need to talk more about it. And this card continues to go up. I actually bought a bunch of these from a guy in 2011. He was selling them all. He sold me like 5 of them. I think I paid around $1,500 for them. Not sure what they're going for now, but it's definitely more than that. With these upper tier quarterbacks, they're just great investments if you can get the right cards. They're their best cards from their rookie year. This might be my favorite card, and back in the day, back in 2005, I started collecting breeds about 2003, but in 2005 I bought one of these. It was like I think it was an SGC or a GAI Mint 9, and it looked a lot like it looked nicer than the grade that it was assigned. So I'm always telling collectors, buy the card, not the grade. So I snapped it out. That was the first time I ever snapped a card. I sent it to PSA and it got a 10. I don't think this is the one that I did that to, but that's like one of my best success stories in the hobby ever. I paid 40 or 45 bucks for the Breeze 9. And this is back in 2005 when the card wasn't nearly as valuable as it is now. But this card now, I think it's around 5,000. So if they win the Super Bowl, they'll probably push to about 7,000. So great card, PSA 10. These are very condition sensitive. So, and the last card is a Brady. I actually do have a PSA 10 of this one. It's at the bank though, and I went and picked this one out. It is Beckett, so if people don't like Beckett, I'm sorry. I mean, to me this card's awesome. It's perfect. If I am ever to buy a Beckett card, I try to make sure all of the subs are at least 9.5s. I don't like getting a card with like 9 corners or 9 surface, because the corner is like probably dinged in the back or the surface is scratched, and it's not a true gem mint to me. And that's just my preference. I know there's a lot of collectors that love Beckett, and that's totally cool. Everybody has their own opinions and their own viewpoints on the hobby, and that's what makes it fun to collect. So I don't know what Beckett 9.5s of this card are going for. I know PSA 10s go for like 14,000 to 20,000. So this is probably like 10,000 maybe. I don't know if they've gone up because they're making another push, but still a great SP Authentic Brady. I think I might like, I like the Contenders just a little bit more, and it's probably because it's a little more condition sensitive, and I like that it's signed, but it isn't numbered. So they both have their pros and cons. So that's just 10 of my, some of my favorites that I've amassed over my years of collecting. So let me know what you think about the video. I'll get this one uploaded and try to be more consistent with content. I'll see how the phone did on this filming later.